What's going on, guys? It's Joshua aka Future Make 3940 Reviews, where I talk movies, TV, and music. Thank you guys once again for coming over to the channel and watching. If you guys like what you see here, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified when the newest videos are up, live streams are posted, and when I post on my community tab. Otherwise, you're not going to get every single notification for every one of those videos, and I would like you guys, please be sure to like this video, comment down below what you think of this recent video. I know I'm promising my reviews of Snyder Cut and Riot and Chaos Walking, but I've been 3 days into editing on the Snyder Cut review. But before I finish up with that, I figured I wanted to go ahead and give you a little update on Blu-Rays. Not too long ago, a good friend of mine by Kenneth Movie Corners, aka Kenneth Esparqua, he sent me a bunch of our Blu-Rays that he upgraded to 4K. Recently, back in September, he sent me Blu-Rays for Venom, Man of Steel, and Spider-Man Far From Home. But here we have a bunch of more Blu-Rays that he sent to me, and we got all of them right here. So look at all of them Blu-Rays. So also we do have a steelbook here, so we're gonna go ahead and start this off in no particular order. I'm just gonna go random here and just show you exactly each one of them by which one we got. So we're gonna start off with the first one here, which I got. This is kind of like an unboxing and also update, and a special thank you to Kenneth's Movie Corners, because without him my collection would not be nowhere near as it is right now. With these movies combined, I have 32 Blu-rays because of my anthology 4 film set for Batman movies and Transformers 5 film set. So with that being said, let's get into this little update from fan mail update from Kenneth Movie Corners, and we're going to start off with Overlord, which is produced by J.J. Abrams, which I know some people really fucking hate that guy, but I like J.J. Abrams. He's a good producer, he's a good writer and director. He can reboot a franchise, start a franchise, he can reboot a franchise, but he can have the hardest time finishing it. And he also makes good original content like Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane. This is one of his original films. I really love this movie. This is in my top 100 favorite films of all time. No matter if you watch it separately or watch it the Supercut edition, which is recently uploaded. But Overlord, I love this film. Yeah, it's a fun little throwback to the war era. I very much love the movie. Jovan Adepo is really good in it. Wyatt Russell is good in it. Fun zombie action. The villain is a bit asshole-ish. And also, on the cover here, look closely. Right there. Gorgeous Mathilde Olivier. She looks like Ivana Baccarat from Pan's Labyrinth. Of course, it does have the Blu-ray and DVD, of course, which is not much. It's just the plain artwork, which I wish these companies would put some freaking artwork on their crap. Next up, this is the first of 6 Mission Impossible movies, but this is the first one I actually own, and that is Mission Impossible Fallout. One of my favorite action movies ever. One of the best movies of the last decade. And while it's nowhere better than Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, I think this is a great film. I have not watched the special features yet because I don't have a Blu-ray player just yet. But I will whenever I can afford a Blu-ray player. So here it is. You have the front cover. It's Blu-ray, DVD plus digital. Tom Cruise was badass in it. I love Vin Rain, Simon Pegg. Henry Cavill, my boy Superman. He is good in it. Gorgeous ass Rebecca Ferguson right there. Even though I do have a little bit of a problem with her character where she's playing two sides, you can easily fix that with MI7 and MI8, and I can't wait for Mission Impossible 7 and 8. And also, Angela Bassett's in there. You also have the beautiful, stunning, the sexy ass Vanessa Kirby, Oscar nominee right there. So, I gotta tell you, definitely watch this movie. It is a 3-disc set. You have the movie and special features, and then the DVD, which is the movie. No artwork, but that's okay. Next up here, we have, of course, I've now gotten all the Transformer movies. I have 2 of these movies on DVD. One of them I own twice on DVD, and the other I own once on DVD. And that is Transformers, the 5 film sets. All 5 movies, ranging from Transformers to Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, which I own the 1 disc, and I own the 2 discs that my friend from Springfield High School, Sarah, gave to me back in 2014. Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction, which my mom bought, and, of course, the worst one in the entire series, The Last Knight. All 5 films on Blu-ray. The only real criticism here is that you put the Blu-rays of the movies in this collection, but yet on the 4K you can only get the special features. Paramount, when you release a collection like this, put the darn special features on the Blu-ray, or put the special features disc in the Blu-ray collection. That is not difficult, okay? But other than that, it's still a good set. I do love the cover. You have Transformers, you have Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction, and The Last Knight. Right there. So I still very much like the first movie. The second movie is flawed, but I don't hate it. Dark of the Moon is an improvement over Revenge of the Fallen, even though it still has problems. I do very much love Dark of the Moon. Age of Extinction, I remember being a huge defender of, but now over time, I don't hate it, but it is unnecessarily 2 hours and 45 minutes too freaking long for its own good. And Transformers The Last Knight is just plain awful. Even though there are a few redeeming qualities, The Last Knight is a very, very bad movie. But I have all the Transformers movies. Also, plus, you do have beautiful women there, and some cool, fun robot action. But also, the aspect ratio keeps constantly changing like hell in The Last Knight, and that gets a bit obnoxious. I've reviewed all the Transformers movies. I will probably rewatch them to do a ranking, so look out for that. Speaking of Transformers, we got The Redemption, Bumblebee. Look at that. Love this movie. This movie is awesome. I love it. Haley Steinfeld is great in it. She has great chemistry with Bumblebee. The scene when he pets her hair, that's a cute little gesture, but it's also pretty funny. John Cena, I think he's great in here. Travis Knight, my man. I would love for you to do more live action films and even more animated films, because you are a talented director, and I can't wait for the next Bumblebee movie, which we'll see how that goes. But you do have special features, and plus you have an animated motion comic on the back, so that's awesome. That's freaking awesome. Now, here we have both the original version and the 2019 version of The Lion King. Yes, I own this. I do not hate this. Despite it being one of the most disappointing movies of the last decade, and one of my most disappointing movies of 2019, it is visually beautiful to look at, and the voice cast is good. I just wish this wasn't a carbon copy of the original. But it is what it is. It's meh at best, but this one is far superior. This is the better version. Still holds up to this day, and just really good. Really one of my favorite Disney animated films. But yeah, that's the live action and the animated version of The Lion King right there. This is going to cause a bit of controversy because I know this is a movie where you either love it or you hate it. But there's some in the middle people out there, and that is Joker, the better version of Venom. This is everything Venom should have been. And like I said, I don't hate Venom as badly as I do, but this is much more superior. It's a great character study. It's a different take on an original classic villain like the Joker, and just fantastic film. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. I showed it to my mom when I first got it, and my oldest sister. My mom really liked it, and my oldest sister, which she's 21, the one who is 10 months older than I am, she was not a fan of this movie, and I can definitely understand. This is not everyone's cup of tea. Definitely deserving of the best original score and best actor. Fantastic film. Zazie Beetz is in it. Robert De Niro's in it. Has one of the biggest scene shockers I saw all the last decade. That whole scene with him on the Murray show. I almost said Bill Murray. Incredible. An incredible line of dialogue. You get what you deserve. Now, this is going to be a bit controversial, but Justice League 2017. Yes, I have seen the Snyder Cut. I am almost done editing it. I just wanted to record this first. But, so by the time you see this, you'll probably see the Snyder Cut review after. I'm not sure, depending on which one I upload first. But, I don't hate this version. I don't love it as much as I did back in 2017, but I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's awful. I don't think it's one of the worst pieces of shit ever. But it is kind of the most weirdest comic book movies I've seen, because of all the production trouble that's coming out over this movie between Joss Whedon and Ray Fisher and the whole things that go up playing there. I can't say I love this movie. There are some parts about this I can defend, but there's also a lot of parts in this movie that I can't really defend. Especially that CGI mustache on Superman. But it's a fun movie. But the Snyder Cut is infinitely better, and I can't wait till that comes out on Blu-ray so I can get that. Next up, another one that is pretty divisive in DCU, but I very much love it, and that is Aquaman. Fun, kick-ass sea adventure. Basically the underwater Star Wars. So awesome. Jason Momoa, he is awesome in this. William Dafoe is awesome in this. I love Nicole Kidman for a little screen time. Yeah, the good villain and Patrick Wilson and Black Manta, which could have been in the movie a little bit more. James Wan's direction is epictastic. The visuals are so gorgeous. How this movie did not get nominated for best visuals, I will never understand. But this is a fantastic movie, and I really love this film. Not perfect. It is a little long. It can get a little bit ridiculous, but it embraces what it is. I can't wait for the sequel. And as far as the other girl here, Amber Heard, she's fine in this movie, but when you get to the whole stuff with her and Johnny Depp, definitely hard to separate the art from the artist, but if anything, just recast her or reduce her role, and you will be fine if you do that. Next up, we have Black Panther. I know some people will call this movie overrated, but for me, ain't shit overrated about this or Into the Spider-Verse. This was deserving of its awards. Yes, the CG in the fight could use a little fixer-upper, but I love this film. I love this film. It represented a lot for the black culture. It gave us a new black superhero movie many years after the last black superhero movie in 2008, which was Hancock, and just a fantastic film. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. You will be missed, but you will never be forgotten. Black Panther 2, I hope is good, and you acknowledge Chadwick Boseman's passing and handle it in a good way, not disrespecting his legacy. Sucks that we won't get him. Here, this is another movie that is a little divisive, but a lot of people really hate, but I love Tom Cruise's The Mummy. I really like this Mummy. It's fine. Okay, yes, it focuses way too heavily on setting up a cinematic universe, and a lot of the dialogue, writing, and a lot of the characters are not the greatest, but Tom Cruise, he's good in the movie. I like Annabelle Wallace in the lead, even though she is a damsel in distress, which, considering the fact that Wonder Woman came out the same year as this, not a good sign. Russell Crowe is Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I very much like. Jake Johnson, funny, but he didn't need to be in there as much as he did, but he was fine in the movie. Also, you have the Mummy herself. Gorgeous ass Sophia Boutella is Queen Amunet. I don't care what people say. You can't say that Amunet wasn't very interesting. It was a different take on the Mummy character. I very much enjoy this movie. The Invisible Man is better, and the Brendan Fraser ones are better, but I do like this. And last, but certainly not least, we have one of my favorite movie trilogies of all time, and that is Christopher Nolan's epic Dark Knight trilogy. The series that brought Batman back to his roots. And it is a great trilogy of films. Of course. So, Batman Begins. Perfect origin. Perfect way to do this character's origin. I know it's long. I know there's a lot of flashbacks, but it is well done here. Christian Bale, perfect. Michael Caine is perfect as Alfred. Ra's al Ghul. Katie Holmes, I don't mind her. Gary Oldman, Morgan Freeman, Karen Watanabe. Great film. Great action, and just a nice rebirth after the horribleness that was Batman and Robin. You have, of course, my favorite in the trilogy, and this is my first ever Steelbook, and I was afraid I was going to damage it when I first took it out, but The Dark Knight. One of my favorite comic book movies of all time. One of my favorite films of all time. I don't think it's the greatest comic book movie of all time, because we've gotten a lot more great comic book movies over the years. Days of Future Past, The Winter Soldier, all 4 Avengers movies. Hell, in my opinion, the greatest comic book movie ever would be Into the Spider-Verse, but this is still one of my favorites and still one of the greats. I don't think it's anything overrated about it, but I love this Steelbook, especially since it's the theatrical poster and what's on the back. So you have that shot right there. You have Heath Ledger, my favorite Joker, right next to Joaquin Phoenix. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. You're great in this movie. It's a shame that he didn't get to live to see his great performance, but I can't wait to watch this in IMAX. Watch it on Blu-Ray and look at that shot. That is awesome. I love this cover. I love this Steelbook. I gotta say thank you, Kenneth, for sending me all these. These is see, me and him were close friends on YouTube, and we do talk. So yeah. And then last but least, the last Blu-ray here. This is a divisive movie, but of course we have The Dark Knight Rises. I showed my sister this for the first time. She had never seen this any of the Batman movies besides Catwoman. But The Dark Knight Rises, she really loved this movie, and I can't wait to show her Batman Begins and Dark Knight. So, yes, I know about the whole Talia al Ghul twist. Yes, there are some decisions that made a lot of people upset, especially Alfred leaving, but this is talk about a great conclusion to an epic trilogy, and it is monumental. Epic. Tom Hardy as Bane definitely does not get the credit he deserves.
Members of the League of Shadows,
Let the games begin. It doesn't matter who we are. Tom Hardy, he's good as Venom, but I would prefer him here. But The Dark Knight Rises, awesome film. The Blu-ray, the DVD, and the Blu-ray special features. And also you got Selena Kyle, Anne Hathaway's Catwoman. On the back. So I've been going on for a little long as usual. So that was all of my Blu-rays from Kenneth's Movie Corner. Try not to drop them all, but yeah, those are all of them. So in the comment section down below, what did you guys think of this little Blu-ray update or fan mail update from Kenneth's Movie Corners? I have 32 Blu-rays over. Remember, if you like to see anything from my Amazon wish list, whether it's a movie or something, you can do that as well by emailing me privately or DMing me privately. Message me privately, and I'll tell you how to do it. Let me know what you guys think of this little vlog video. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Or are you somewhere in the middle? Once I get more titles, I will do a full-on DVD and Blu-ray collection together for the first time. So be on the lookout for that pretty soon. All my social media links in the description box down below. And as always, you guys keep it cool, enjoying the Epictastic.